Hello there. If you like truth, you'll like it here. Welcome. By Simon Guobadia, and take your deceitful, snakish wife Porsha with you. Full disclosure, we are not always privy to people getting their just due after they've done the wrong thing to someone else. I do not enjoy seeing people suffer or have misfortune befall them, but I very much so appreciate when people are held accountable for bad behavior, when their karma catches up to them. It restores my own faith and allows me to rest my fiery temper when I know I don't have to handle everything that needs handling. I hate it, and I mean hate, when people who do the wrong thing seem to get blessed afterwards. And even when they don't get blessed, I hate it when they don't appear to get reprimanded. But sometimes that's just appearances. We don't really know what's going on behind closed doors. And I love it when God grants us an occasional open door to see that He's still in control and still operates by His word in Romans 12:19. Do not take revenge, my dear friends, but leave room for God's wrath. For it is written, "It is mine to avenge. I will repay," says the Lord. In other words, vengeance is mine, says the Lord. When I heard the story of how Porsha Williams, now Porsha Guobadia, had slithered her way into another woman's home and marriage, not only walking away with that woman's husband, but with her lifestyle as well, it bothered me. Now, I don't know these people from wristwatches, and I don't give a flying rat's testicle about any of them, but their story bothered me. I think it's because I just don't like people doing the wrong thing, period. But I definitely don't like it when they do the wrong thing and are seemingly blessed afterwards. It bothers my sense of justice and fairness and has always been something that tugs at my heart. So, to see Simon Guobadia's ex-wife Fallon struggle, both in the finance and romance departments, felt unfair. Again, I don't know this woman, so my feelings weren't because I know her personally, but my desire for justice and fairness applies to all, so I was bothered on her behalf, because what was done to her wasn't fair. But it didn't seem to matter. My sense of conviction and annoyance did not seem to stop Simon's ex-wife from becoming yet another single mom, or from suffering a miscarriage, or from allegedly struggling to make ends meet. I remember her doing an interview a while ago where she stated that it didn't matter how she felt. She had to get up and grind and hustle because financially she was left holding the bag for a lot of people. My sense of conviction and annoyance also didn't stop Simon's new wife from jetting around the world, having expensive weddings, and traveling and experiencing a lifestyle that she had, quite brazenly, stolen from another woman. Not that you can steal a man from a woman, but you get my point. Prior to Simon, Porsha had been dating and had become a baby mama to a man who seemed like a relatively successful person, but also seemingly wouldn't give her the time of day. And now she had come up, but on the back of another. And the back that she had come up on was now bent over and toiling because she'd been trusting enough to let a snake disguised as a woman into her home. Simon's ex-wife's trust, and if I may say, her naivete, and of course the fact that she was married to a piece of crap, led to her whole situation being usurped by another woman. Then we watched them ride off into the sunset. I hated this for Fallon, but I also hated it in general. To add insult to injury, in short order, people had gone from seeing Porsha as the snake that she was, and likely still is, to celebrating her in Simon's love/lust story, because I refuse to call it love. I would hear things like, "I love them together," and "I'm so happy that Porsha found love," and I would think, wait, what? Did we hear the same story? Am I dreaming? But then again, I am used to feeling very different than the quote-unquote popular opinion. So I shook my head and went about my business. But now, alas, karma has caught up to the Guobadias. And the life that Porsha so diligently stole might now have to be lived in Nigeria. Which means Simon is about to have another ex-wife if he thinks Porsha will give up anything for him. The best I think he would be able to hope for is her agreeing to stay married to him and visit him sometimes in Nigeria while living a quite affluent life on his dime in America. And I can see no better ending to the story. I couldn't have orchestrated a better ending if I tried. But that's also the beauty of the story. It reminds us that we don't have to try. It reminds us that when wrong is done to us, we just have to trust and have faith in God, that He will handle it, even when we can't see it. Because let's be honest, most times we can't. But the times we are fortunate to see it, even for those who don't like to see misfortune fall on others, it is nonetheless refreshing to see people get back what they put out. I think that's why so many people tune in to Love and Marriage Huntsville's Martell Holt and Melody Cherie, formerly Melody Holt's, story. It allows us to see in real time a person meet the consequences for their actions. It also allows us to see the person to whom the wrong was done be covered and protected from its intended impact. As humans who've likely all been done wrong at one time or another, though haven't necessarily had the privilege of seeing justice restored, every win for someone who has becomes a win for us as well. To Simon Guobadia and his snake, I say, goodbye and good riddance. Don't let the door hit ya where the good Lord split ya. Update, update, update. I was about to say, all right, y'all, that's it and that's all, but I have to add an update. Since everything I put out is done days and sometimes weeks earlier, sometimes there's an update that has happened that might not be covered in my piece. At the time I wrote this, news had just come out that Porsha's scamming husband was scamming and likely to be shipped back to Nigeria like an Amazon package. Porsha had not yet filed for divorce, though as I stated in my video, done well before she had filed, I knew she was not going to stay in the marriage. At most, I thought she might visit him in Nigeria while maintaining a life in America on his dime. But I knew she wouldn't, quote unquote, stand by her man because their marriage wasn't a marriage of love. It was a marriage based on Porsha lusting for another woman's lifestyle. And now I'm happy to see that the trash Fallon took out to the curb soured in Porsha's living room when she carried it in. A word to the wise to women like Porsha, who go around auditioning for other people's spouses and or lives. It might not be all it's cracked up to be, obviously. Sometimes the sofa that looks so good in someone else's house won't fit in yours because it isn't suited for yours. Or worse yet, it looks comfortable but is hell on your back when you sit down. Porsha, I am happy that you not only learned this lesson, but that you're doing so publicly for two reasons. For one, yours can serve as a cautionary tale for others like you who are on the hunt for something or someone that isn't meant for them. You can't be blessed off the back of another person's pain. You're not going to get fresh-smelling clothes washing them in dirty water. Secondly, I am happy you're learning this lesson publicly so you can serve as a warning to those who showcase and or open their lives up to others. Sometimes you can make whatever you've got going on look so good that others not only want something like you have, they want the something you have. Be careful of that. Don't make your life look so good to others that you attract those who set out to acquire it for themselves. Everybody in your face isn't necessarily for you. Some are there to assess, exploit, and move in on your weaknesses. Porsha got hers in the end, with a reported divorce looming, despite having 19 and a half weddings. But there are more Porshas out there. Be wise, women and men. All right, y'all. That's it, and that's all. Hello there. If you like truth, you'll like it here. Welcome. If you don't, or if you believe in groupthink, or bullying others into believing the popular opinion, then this isn't the place for you. So go ahead and just cancel me now. On this channel, we don't discuss my truth or your truth. We discuss the truth, and no topic is off limits. So, log in, like, subscribe, get comfy, and comment. It's nice to have you here. So let's talk.